everybody, Pumpkin here. Today I wanted to show you a fun match that I had a few days ago on stream. I was testing out Shoop. We all know Shoop was a very powerful card in the last Gwent. With Homecoming, he had a few adjustments. I'll post a link in the description below with all of Shoop's new abilities. But one cool interaction you could do with Shoop is you can actually play him twice. Emhyr's ability is move a card from your battlefield to your hand, then play a card. So what you could do is you could play Shoop, choose from Hunter, Mage, or Knight, use the ability, and then you can pick him back up and play him again. Granted, you don't get to choose again the ability, so whatever ability you choose the first time, you're going to get that ability the second time. So an example of this would be one of Hunter's ability is ping 9 damage to your opponent's side of the board. So you could play it for 4, ping 9 on your opponent's side of the board, pick it up, play it again, you'd ping 9 again. So, I don't think this is a competitive list. This is more of a, if you want to relive some Shoop moments, some crazy Shoop charms. Very fun deck, though. I'm going to very quickly go through the list. This is by no means a refined list. I threw this together pretty quickly on stream. Feel free to change some cards around. All right, Emhyr. Very simple. Replay leader. Very strong. You can use this with Gigni and Leo Bonhart as well. Gigni, destroy the highest unit on the enemy row, total 15 or more points. Leo, similar effect, but you can only hit 1 unit. In past games, I've played Leo, destroyed like a 10, picked him back up with Emhyr, played it again, and killed an 11. So a very strong effect with Emhyr. You by no means have to use it on Shoop, but the idea is kind of built around it. But obviously there's flexibility. Roach is just strong with Witchers. Very common thing in almost every deck right now. Witchers are just insanely strong. Moving on, Bribery. This is a card you probably want to replace it. It's a fun card. Create a unit from your opponent's starting deck and play it. If you can create a gold card, it's pretty good. In one Squirtle matchup, I created a Milva and it actually ended up winning me the game because it was an immune card on the board and I was against a control deck. So it was actually very nice. Some games I get a bronze unit that's worth like 5p. So high variance card, fun card. Keep it in your deck if you don't want to. There are plenty of other cards you can replace with it. Frenzy Dow. I've said this numerous times. Probably one of the strongest neutrals in the game right now, other than Witchers. Probably Autocraft and slotted into every deck. No brainer here. Asire. Very similar to Asire in Old Gwent. You get to shuffle a card back into either your deck or your opponent's deck, depending on which row you place it on. Generally, you use this and you play it on your ranged row and you shuffle Roach back into your deck. This is worth 10 points. Every now and then you'll queue into an ice deck and you can play it on the melee row and shuffle their Judah back into their list to deny their ice into BDM combo. So, but generally you're going to be playing it for 10 points on Roach. Lemons, very strong card. Almost free win against SK in the given meta. Very strong. If you queue against Nilfgaard, as we just mentioned, Asire is generally used on Roach. If you queue into Nilfgaard, you slam this on round 2, it'll prevent their Asire into Roach. So you're denying them 4 points, which is quite good. Witchers are insane. Don't need to get into them. Thunder, it's removal. I like removal. Assassination, same thing. Removal. 1 more point more than Thunder. Good card. Slave Infantry, transform an allied unit into a Slave Infantry. You can generally find targets for this. It's good, solid bronze unit. Bomb Heaver, more artifact removal. We're in a very, very heavy artifact meta, so can't really have too much artifact. I'd say more than 3 artifact removal is probably pushing it, but 2 to 3 is a good spot. Nilfgaardian Knight, not the greatest of cards, but it synergizes with... it did synergize with something else. I used to synergize with... Where are you? With Nausicaa Brigade. I actually removed Nausicaa Brigade because it was bricking too often, so... I usually just use it and then follow up. I use it to line up Gigni or Leo, so... You could replace the card if you hate it. Arbalest, strong, bronze card. It's a 5, sometimes it's 7. You can't go wrong with this card. Cavalry, lock an enemy unit. Locks are just good right now. There's no reason not to play a lock on a a 3-point bronze. Rot Tosser. If you win coin flip, this card's insane. It's similar to a Gigme. You play a Rot Tosser. If you want, there might be a niche scenario where you M here Rot Tosser and play him again for 2 cows, so that they, in theory, can't kill both unless they're playing Ethne. That's not bad. Slave Hunter. This is very similar to Mind Control Tech in Hearthstone, if you're familiar with that game. Deploy if there are 4 more units on the opposite row. Seize the lowest enemy unit from that row. Unlike Hearthstone, this isn't random. It will pull the lowest. But because we are in a very heavy Witcher meta, generally your opponent will play Witchers. A lot of times they'll have Roach. And you can end up pulling a 4-point card, which makes this a 9 strength card, which is insane. Granted, it can also be a 1-drop that does nothing. So, high risk, high reward. Nilfgaardian Knight helps this, right? If they have a 4, 4, 2, and 4 on a row, you can Nilfgaardian Knight the 2 to 4, and you're getting more value out of it. So, keep that in mind if you have both of the 2 cards in hand. Recruit, Strong Bronze. It's a 4 for 4. Every now and then, you'll get a bonus of 2. Nausicaa Sergeant. This card is insane. I'm very, very, very impressed with this card after playing it a good chunk. This card goes, worst case scenario, it requires removal on the spot and it absorbs a lock or like a 4-point removal. If it doesn't get answered right away, this card gets up to like 8 or 9 value. This card is nuts, especially because almost every card in this deck has deploy attached to it. Quite literally, every unit has deploy. Okay, bribery isn't a unit. Every single unit has deploy attached to it, which is crazy. This card is insane. I didn't realize how good this card was until I started playing it in Shoop. Magni Division on turn end, boosts this by 1 if it's the only card on the row. It doesn't say only unit, it says only card, which means if you place this next to Tactical Advantage, it won't get +1. Just keep that in mind. Generally, though, if I have Tactical Advantage, I throw it on Magni Division just so that my opponent can't remove it, or at least it's more difficult. Slave Driver, very similar to Wolf, the neutral bronze that pings for 2. But if there's a lock on the board, like you've locked something with Alba Armored Cavalry, or let's say your opponent played a Searing, you get some extra damage from it. Good bronze. Spotter. I don't like this card, but it fits into the deck. There aren't any better 4s, so I don't know. 1 in every 5 games, 1 in every 10 games, you'll hit a Tibor and you'll just win the game. Worst case scenario, it's a 2. Not the end of the world. So, all in all, bronze core, not super exciting. The exciting thing about this deck is obviously Shoop. It is a Shoop deck, so you're hoping to find Shoop. There are some games you won't find Shoop, in which case it's just a subpar deck, and that's why I don't think this is a competitive deck. But it is definitely a very fun deck, especially because Shoop Charm is still in the game. Do note, the wording of Shoop Charm is move a unit from one row to the other side, or to the other row. What that means is it takes an existing unit and throws it to the other side of the board. But that can be your unit as well. So if you have a 5-drop on the board and you play Shoop Charm and your opponent has a 5-drop, you could charm their 5-drop to your side of the board, or you could charm your 5-drop and give it to them. So Shoop Charm is very, very sketchy. I have not yet been able to figure this out. I don't know if Shoop can throw himself over. So I think the best way, or the most consistent way to play Shoop would be if your opponent plays like a 10, let's say they open with a 10-point card. You play Shoop, you Shoop Charm it, it's guaranteed to pull over. I don't think Shoop Charm can flip over. I'm pretty sure the deploy effect goes off before he hits the board. I could be very wrong with this. I've only played maybe 10 Shoop games, and this scenario has only occurred twice where I get to play Shoop at the very beginning of a turn. So let me know in the comments if I am indeed wrong and Shoop can charm himself to the other side of the board. But let's get into some gameplay. A 2 out of like 8. I don't know how many units are on the board. Something like that. Oh, this is a bad hand. I'm assuming he's playing a control Ethne list. It's the best square right now. should have played Shoop when he had 1 card. I mean, why would we try hard? Tryharding is for tryhards.
Getting to work.
We didn't draw Gigny or whatever the other card is called.
Riot! Blue Mountains! 152, 154.
What are you gonna do? Pass? He's gonna pass. Well, I mean, if you're gonna blow all 3 Ethnic things there, it would kind of make sense.
Sure, no problem.
Always blow Witchers. I have no mulligans left, I don't have a choice. Question is, are we dry passing? If I want to get value out of Slave, I probably should. Nice. Nice. Potentially nice. I think we have to dry pass. I mean, we have 2 artifact. We have 2 artifact removal and lemons, so we're fine against Sea Hill. Reddit is moody? Yeah. Is that a surprise? I thought that was just assumed. Do we actually have to, like, say that out loud? Okay. 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 Not the worst. Wait, we didn't find any of the tall removal. Ugh. Didn't we play both Gigny and the other card? Yeah, we played Gigny and Leo and missed both. Meh.
I shall do as you command.
My guess is it's a Sea Hill list. Yeah, it's Sea Hill. Yup. You guys want to see a bad play? No, this isn't bad. Never mind.
That will do.
I was gonna decoy the roach, but what's the point?
You're dead already.
Wise choice.
I wonder if he has witchers in his hand. Shoot buff hand? What's the point? +3? Who gives a shit? My guess is he plays the dragon, so I'll just kill the dragon. Ugh. Oh, he's using him? Aww.
Order will triumph. It must triumph.
Are we just gonna sit on Sea Hill the whole game? Yeah, maybe he didn't draw it. What are the odds he didn't draw it? It's pretty unlikely. You guys want to see the Pog slide? I don't want to do that. It's so bad. Decoy Roach. It's 3 free points. It's genius. I know he plays Scorch. Unless he changed his... Oh, wait. Was that Game King?
Tomfoolery! Enough!
I don't think that was Game King. Are you seriously telling me you don't play Sea Hill?
Watch your heads!
He doesn't play Sea Hill. What the shit? He just doesn't play Sea Hill.
My pain serves a purpose.
Apparently I debated myself the whole game. Whoops. It's time to duel.
For your man!
Alright, boys. Gigny off the top. Easiest clap of me life. What the shit is that? Wait, isn't this ranged? Yeah. Well, that's shitty. Budget Gigny? Yeah, Budget Gigny. If only there was a way for him to interact with that one point. Can we win this? Hold on. Nine damage randomly, so I can do 18 plus 4 is 22 plus the 4 is 26. Not enough. So we have to YOLO shoot charm on the 8. Should be pretty easy.
Shoot!
I mean, we're not gonna miss. Move a random unit to the opposite row. Good. Good job, Pumpkin. So far, so good. Now we just, you know, we do it again. Because, you know, there's no RNG in Gwent. So if we hit any 4, we win. Or tie. That works too. I'll take a tie. Okay. I'll take a tie against a control deck that we have no business beating.